If you guys have been here before, then you know I was formerly coaching Division I soccer at Gardner-Webb University, which is why one of the main topics on this channel has been college recruiting advice. I've done a lot of videos on the importance of having a good highlight tape, and I'll even link a few of my highlight video breakdowns somewhere around here where I take the videos that you guys have sent me and I try to give you some tips on how to make them a little bit better. The main question I get after I upload these videos is, what if I don't have a highlight tape? While I need to be truthful and tell you guys that not having a highlight video will massively decrease the chances of you getting recruited, I do also want to give you some tips on the best ways to get around that. I can't guarantee these tips will make all the difference, but hopefully you can find them useful. Let's get to work. Before we get into the video, I strongly suggest you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm currently posting a video every other day, switching from training sessions to educational content, as well as highlight video breakdowns, tactics corner episodes, and basically anything that you guys want me to cover. And although you don't think it makes a big difference, hitting that thumbs up button and commenting down below really helps keep the channel running. So the best way to contact coaches is through a professionally written email, and without a highlight video, you really need to grab their attention immediately. So I suggest that you don't start by saying that you don't have a video. Instead, you should start out with something that establishes your credibility as a good footballer. For example, let's say you play for the Chicago Fire Academy U17 team. Because they play in the MLS next, coaches automatically get a general idea of what your playing level is. Also, try and talk with some measurable information. So anyone can list 5 qualities that they think they have, but if all you're listing are things that are your own opinions, you're just wasting their time. If you have any good stats with concrete numbers, add those along with any awards that you've also won. But don't put team awards like voted most improved or team MVP. Instead, put awards that are voted upon by the league. First team All-American or first team All-Conference are some good things that you can put down. Don't put your stats from Sunday League, and if your stats aren't very good, just leave them out for now. After that, you should focus on your references. It's easy for you to write anything you want to make you look good, but having an established coach vouch for you will make your case stronger. So when you're putting your resume or your CV together, list at least 3 coaches that they can call, and obviously make sure that they're willing to say good things about you. If you can, put coaches who are at higher levels. So if you play at a club that was in the DA, that coach will most likely be better qualified than your high school coach. So make sure to list them first. And remember, the coaching world is small, so many of these coaches actually know each other. If you happen to list anyone that they know or that they recognize, you could be one phone call away from a real opportunity. Especially if you are reaching out to coaches in the same state, the chances of this happening are much higher. With no highlight tape, you have to be willing to put in a little bit more effort in showcasing your abilities to these coaches. So in a post-COVID world, which is hopefully soon, you should sign up for ID camps and open tryouts, because you most likely won't get invited for an invitational tryout. So ask when their next tryout or ID camp is, and also ask if there's any possibility of you coming down to meet them in person. You can get a tour of the campus or the facilities, and it'll give the coaches an opportunity to see you personally, which is actually better than watching your highlight video. Which reminds me, don't forget that while you may not have a highlight video, there might be some full game footage or full game recordings out there. Ask your current coaches or other teams that you've played against if by any chance they've recorded a game in which you played. That can be sent over in a YouTube link, and coaches will see your performance over 90 minutes. I get that might not be a possibility, but just something you might have missed. On top of asking for tryouts and ID camps, send over a copy of your upcoming game and tournament schedule. If the coaches are in state or it's a big tournament, there's a good chance that they can attend and watch you play. Look for games that might be close to that university and highlight those so coaches know it's not a far trip to make. People often ask if training footage or Sunday League footage is worth it. If you really don't have any good highlights, no solid stats, and you don't play for a high-level team, then this is probably your last option. The reason training footage isn't very helpful is because it has very little relation to your competitive abilities. For example, football freestylers are great at manipulating the ball with their feet, but there's a reason why many of them didn't make it in the professional ranks. Because once you add opposition, pressure, and the tactical side of the game, it's very different to individual training. But if this is all you have, then at least categorize it into aspects that are closest to game situations. My suggestion is to have it broken into topics such as speed and agility, dribbling, first touch and passing, shooting, and anything else that's position specific. But try and make the footage useful, or at least act like a baseline. An example would be showing some finishing from outside the box if you're a forward or a winger. Putting a compilation of finishing drills from different parts of the field where you might be during a game can be the most realistic training footage. Having a speed and agility segment where you show a 40-yard dash that's timed can help coaches compare compared to the players that they already have, and it's better than a random quick feet drill that you found on Instagram. If you're a defender, a few clips of hitting some long balls or having a coach whip some crosses in that you can header out is a good idea. And if you're gonna put any Sunday League footage at all, try and get clips that don't actually look like Sunday League. So if the other team doesn't have matching uniforms and everyone's just wearing a blue shirt, or if one of the teams is wearing training bibs, I would probably leave that out. Some would say that any footage is better than none, but I don't really think that's the case. Try and make your any footage good footage, or don't put it in there at all. My final thoughts are this: coaches don't really care about giving you an opportunity. They care about recruiting good players who are going to make their team better. Don't try and appeal to their emotions. Don't ask them to trust you. Don't tell them excuses as to why you couldn't do this and why you couldn't do that. And please, please, don't tell them that the coaches you played for had favorites, that they didn't like you, and that the reason why maybe you didn't get as much playing time as you should have is because of those coaches. Because if you use those coaches as an excuse, they'll know that you're going to do the same with them. So keep it short, straight to the point, and I wish you guys best of luck. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and let me know what questions you have for future videos in the comment section below. Until next time, and adios, muchachos.